Colin Kaepernick has set off a movement across this country. He was dismissed several weeks ago when it started. People tried to demonize him and dismiss him in all sorts of dumb, irrelevant ways. And he's taken a big risk, frankly, which looked like it is in fact paying off, but was certainly not guaranteed to pay off. And now his protest of taking the knee during the national anthem to protest the ongoing reality of racial abuse by police, of racial disparity in this country, is traveling across it and having a massive effect. So this is a high school football team in Seattle at Garfield High School, including coaches, taking the knee before a game on Friday. Let's take a look at this. It's great. I mean, and then it's so funny that we talk about, like, you know, athletes being role models and whatever. In some respects, I mean, this is probably more of a two dope boys conversation. I mean, you know, whatever. You can choose to be a role model or not.
It's also,
but in some ways, you functionally are by having that kind of platform. And he's done it in a way that's very significant and distinct. And I got to say, if you were out tweeting a eulogy or saying something great about Muhammad Ali and you have a problem with Colin Kaepernick, incoherence, the nicest thing I could call you.
it reminds me of that episode of Two Dope Boys we did with Josh Zepps on protest. Kaepernick has genuinely innovated because of the need during the national anthem. That's huge, and that's gonna probably carry on probably through the basketball season, through the football season. Genuine movement. I love it. I love that was the little twist that has re-energized, I think, this whole protest. Because if he was just sitting, it wouldn't be like this. But yeah, it's great.
I think it's great too, but I keep wondering how it's going to end. What the end game is, how he can most effectively leverage the attention that he has gotten by using what you're right is a platform, whether you like it or not.
I think it's just the way it sort of heightens the contradictions, I guess. But you saw the Miami police today said, or over the weekend said something about how you forfeit your First Amendment rights and in certain situations, which is just ridiculous. So you just keep putting pressure on these people and keep making them look ridiculous. And I think it's going to have an effect. It just has to be allowed to, I think, play out for a while, because it's at this point it's still gathering momentum. And I don't know. It's I think genuinely I mean, who knows what channel it ends up achieving change through, but I think it's something.
Yeah, I mean, there's an innate value to normalizing protest and pushing things in realms that they're not thought of as being in. And who knows what that leads to? I mean, in some ways, I think that's the problem, is we sort of, it's almost like if Colin Kaepernick was doing nothing, we wouldn't say anything about what his responsibility was. Now he's taken this enormous personal risk, generated a movement and a conversation, and now it's I don't know. I mean, maybe he will have more, or maybe he won't, but he's already achieved a significant goal.
Yeah, absolutely. I just, is a good outcome or a good way for it to just keep continuing, for just more teams to do it, or for more people to do it on that are in national sporting leagues, which would lead to suspension in most leagues that aren't the NFL. Just a solidarity, has Black Lives Matter come out and said anything? Can they capitalize on it? What's the best way for them to capitalize on the attention? Right now, I don't see anything negative about it. I think it's great, but something needs to. It's not saying, it is saying something, but it's not saying anything specific enough, often enough.
Victor Oladipo, who's a shooting guard that plays for the Oklahoma City Thunder, said that he predicts, he said there's no question that the Kaepernick's protest will transfer to the NBA, which would be a bigger deal because players would probably be fined or maybe even suspended for that. So, I mean, I think you kind of just have to see where the snowball goes.
And if that happened, would be a matter of you can't. I mean, you can fine and suspend everybody, but it gets complicated if
And
the more people
The
do
new
it.
commissioner of the NBA, Adam Silver, has been actually pretty good on social justice issues. He's moved to the All-Star game. I believe that's moved. I should confirm that, but from North Carolina.
No, it is. Yeah,
It is, yeah. So that's going to put him behind the 8 ball. David Stern would have. He suspended Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf for doing the same thing in the 90s. So it is going to be a test for the new commissioner.
Also, Colin Kaepernick will be a head of Sharia law enforcement when we announce the caliphate. That's specific enough for you? There's a result. Wallahu Akbar.
Hey folks, Sam Seder here. I just got back from a company-wide meeting. Accounting is really coming down on me hard. We need to get to 100,000 subscribers as soon as possible. So please enjoy this channel. Subscribe right down there.